What up, players? It's Warboss Tape back up in this mug. Welcome to the trenches, where I am working hard at work, burning the midnight oil. The light isn't on. You might be wondering why the models are so dark, and you might be wondering what that heavenly sound is of that little cheepin' and a chirpin' in the background. I actually went out to give Merlin his organic chard and collard greens tonight, and he didn't want to go back in his cage. He was feeling like he wanted to come out and be sociable, and so I said, you know what? It's about high time I put this little guy on camera. He's my little parrot, and he's got these little fluffy white cloud designs on his wings. He looks like the blue sky, and now he's got a green beak because he ate his vegetables like a good boy. And yeah, he's very cute. He's very small. I guess parrots are supposed to be like miniature parrots. They're actually parrots. They're not like lovebirds or other kinds of birds, but that's what my lady boss tells me. But he actually likes to be on my head, so I think he's trying to climb up my arm and get back on the top of my head, so I'll put him there, his little perch. Isn't that weird? He likes to sit on my hair. Sit on the top of my head like an old man, like the old man on the hill. And I want to share with you my progress because I'm so happy with what I was able to get done today. This is probably why Merlin was so fidgety to get out, because I've been working so hard on these models. I didn't really spend any time with him tonight, but it was worth it. And here, let's take a look at the Bannerman. The Bannerman. So for this guy, I've noticed that the script work on his banner is a little bit messy and splotchy, so I'm gonna have to clean that up, straighten up those lines, which is fine, easy enough to do. I was just testing him out. And his banner is pretty much complete. Everything else is pretty complete. So that's all the work I have to do for him, clean up the banner. For most of these models, I went and I did what I said I was going to do yesterday. I cleaned up some lines. I used Rackart Flesh to add that pop highlight color, and it really, really added to the effect. It makes the models look so much cleaner and more cohesive, and they really, really came out well. I think he was already done. He's pretty much done. So yeah, everybody had a final go over, and I'm really, really pleased with how everyone's kind of turned out. The other model that I'm working on, oh here, I have to show you this. This is the most progress I made last night. Well, one of two models that I've made the most progress with. You can see his psychic sword, his power sword is all done up. The only thing I have to do left is his purity seal needs script work, and his little leg armor needs some script work, but I cleaned up the armor. I brought it back up, so there's a little bit of that darkness from the Drakenhof Nightshade, but you also have the clean lines of the highlights and that smooth blue, which is, I think it was Thousand Suns, that Thousand Suns blue that came out. But you can get the same effect from doing like a Calidor Sky, shading it with Drakenhof Nightshade, and then bringing it back up. The point you want to make is you need to do the highlights. The highlights are what really make the model pop. And you do that line, that horizontal line on the shoulder pad, so that it separates the smooth curve of the shoulder pad from the dark recess next to the gold trim. And just paint that highlight color anywhere you can, and that really, really does a good job of it. The yellow and black hazard stripes were so much fun to paint. It's basically doing black paint right on the power cord, and then going over with Averland Sunset, and then highlighting it back up with that bright, bright yellow. That you can either use Flash Gets Yellow, or like I said, I've got this P3 paint that I love, Cygnus Yellow. It's so bright. It looks like an egg yolk. Ooh, sorry, Merlin. And I'm just really happy with it. I like doing the eyes. I usually make eyes with pupils and make them actually look like, looks like this guy's watching. It's like he's spying on me. I like to make my models have eyeballs, but I decided that I wanted to paint this guy like he's doing his psychic thing. So it's basically just watering down your Temple Guard blue, which is a nice bright highlight. And it's what I use for all of the highlights on the armor. And watering it down a lot and then painting it into the eye area. And then going back into the center with Othwan Gray, which is a nice light gray, almost white color. You don't want it to be super, super white, or else it'll be too bright, and you want it to just be a natural progression up from the blue. You repaint the flesh areas around to make sure that his face area doesn't look like, he doesn't look like a Smurf, like it's not all blue, it's just the blue kind of emanating from his eyes. And yeah, it's a very, very simple technique that works really, really well. So that's my Primaris Marines, you guys. It's Thursday night, and I was able to do everything I wanted to, highlighting up and doing the final details on my Primaris Marines. So they're ready to go tomorrow, as soon as I've clean up the script work on the banner and do the script work on this guy. They are ready to go. Let me show you the Eldrad Othwan, because this guy was a lot of fun to paint up the details for. He got a trim of Rakarth flesh on his robe, which is basically just Xandri dust, a line of Xandri dust, and then highlighting it up with Rakarth flesh. It's going to be splotchy, it's going to be messy, it's not going to look right, but then when you go back over the edges with black paint, it really, really brings it together. I decided to paint the center sash, or the center of the sash, purple. Before it was yellow, and I think I saw some other artist or Games Workshop or somebody do it with a purple stripe down the center. And I thought, oh yeah, that really works. It makes it really nice, and gives it a little bit of depth of color, and it gives it something interesting to look at. So now all I have to do is paint the details, work on the staff a little bit more, finish up all of the blue bits and the bone bits, and then he will be done as well. Maybe I can even write some Eldar runes on the trim, although I don't want to distract too much from the rest of the model. We'll see once everything else is painted. But yeah, 7 minutes, and I'm going to wrap this video up. You guys, I cannot say how happy I am to be working again consistently every night on a painting project. And I really got to tip my hat again to Feral Strike, who took the challenge, the painting challenge idea, concept, and ran with it. And he's just churning out amazing work on his Orcs and Goblins. Makes me miss the good old days when I was collecting Orcs and Goblins for myself. But if you have time, head over to Feral Strike's page. I'll link him below in the description again. And you can give him a thumbs up, send him a comment, tell him I sent you, and show him some love. Thanks for watching, you guys. Hope you're all having a great time out there working on your own models. And we'll see you in the next video.